All right, I'm going to be doing a sort of a long video right now. I don't know how long this will be, but I want to just like kind of do a little, a good kind of lengthy discussion about John Rawls and his Justice as Fairness. This is his book, Justice as Fairness, a Restatement. He has a book which is called The Theory of Justice, which is huge and has a lot more stuff in it. So I've picked a few things out of this which kind of captures captures the, I guess, the idea of justice as fairness, and I guess what society is and what political liberalism is, and kind of to capture, I guess, what he envisions a society as, a society that is cooperative and works together to, I guess, to achieve a purpose, to get beyond the, you know, the conflicts of kind of trying to, get everybody what they want. But that's vague ways of discussing it. So I kind of almost see this almost as if it's like a social contract, but that's, a more simpler kind of thing, which is by Jean-Jacques Rousseau. And so I guess this book is a restatement. That's what it says. But it has, more, I guess it's condensed a little more, and it's just has a lot of good stuff in it. Now, I couldn't possibly even go over everything, so there might be more videos on Rawls later. I don't know if I will do that or not, but I might very well might. So John Rawls, he has a political philosophy as well as a ethics, or a theory of morality, which is in his Justice as Fairness theory. And that's kind of centered around his idea of justice as fairness. And it's kind of complex as to how it would be executed and how it would be, I guess, sought out. But basically, he thinks of society as a fair system of social cooperation. That's, a society isn't just a, all the people lumped into one thing. It's a cooperative thing, a socially cooperative thing, that, as a system to sort of get at, the best thing that is fair for everybody, rather than serving one single thing. The idea of society as fair system of social cooperation over time from one generation to the next. So it's kind of like we're establishing a system of a fair society based on cooperation, which can last. It's the political conception of justice for a political regime, he says. This is all just based on the idea of social cooperation. We're going to kind of unpack what those things are here, or what I guess better explanation of what he's saying. Citizens are free as equal persons. They are born with equal rights, and they are all equal, and they all have certain liberties which should be respected in a society, and by the governor, or by those who govern a state. Public conception of justice, that is a well-ordered society. Justice as fairness is framed for a democratic society. Fairness, he means by fairness equal rights and cooperation. A society that is based on maintaining fairness is one that makes sure that everybody is treated as equal and is thought of as equal and is given all of their equal rights and and also a cooperation amongst the members. Justice as fairness is a form of political liberalism. It's to articulate a family of highly significant moral values. So political liberalism is something that he does discuss here. Justice as fairness is a lot of what this political liberalism is, and it's trying to base society on moral values, and these moral values are used along with the idea of cooperation, along with making sure everybody has rights that are respected, at least. Political liberalism is that a diversity of comprehensive doctrines that exist as a feature of democratic society. It's acknowledging that not any one or two or even three ideas can be merely made as the tenets of the government of a society. You can't just think of a couple of certain ideas or things that the governing people think are true and expect to establish your society on that. So political liberalism is something that is going to acknowledge that there are a lot of what he calls comprehensive doctrines that's a feature of a democratic society. In a democratic regime, political power is regarded as power of free and equal citizens as a collective body. Political power, is something that is looked at by Michel Foucault, and it's looked at by Giorgio Agamben. I made a video a while back about Agamben and his book Homo Caesar. Political power is, often, Agamben had the idea that there's a paradox of sovereignty in that even though people in a society where sovereign is implemented, the people have power to choose things, while at the same time the people that they choose to lead excludes those people. So we have a paradox of the sovereignty that can be implemented. So political power through the lens of political liberalism is looked at in a way that is something that is the power of the free and equal citizens as a collective body. So, and it's almost kind of this whole justice as fairness thing is almost hard to apply, because it's difficult to see how something like this could be applied, because people have so many different ideas. Everybody in society has so many different things that they think are true. We have Mormons that'll think things that'll think one thing is true, and you have a group of people from India who think something else is true. You'll have a group of conservatives who think something else is true. You have a collective body of people, you have a body of people that is society. That, and when you have so many different, philosophies, so many different ideas, that everybody in this society want to promote their ideas. The reason, government or the governing people are never looked at as good by everybody, because when a governing person makes a decision, they are respecting one people and disrespecting another. So with Rawls' idea of justice as fairness, you're trying to think of a socially cooperative society where people's rights are respected and they're respected as equals, and And you have this idea of having society as a collective body and moving towards some kind of cooperative direction, social cooperation. Two principles of justice, which I'm going to discuss here. Okay. Now he has two principles of justice, which he discusses in this book and in his bigger book, The Theory of Justice. One, each person has the same indefeasible claim to a fully adequate scheme of equal basic liberties, which scheme is compatible with the same scheme of liberties for all. Each person has the same indefeasible claim to a fully adequate scheme of equal basic liberties, which scheme is compatible with the same scheme of liberties for all. Number two, social and economic inequalities are to satisfy two conditions. First, they are to be attached to offices and positions open to all under conditions of fair equality of opportunity. Second, they are to be the greatest benefit to the least advantaged members of society. So, of the second principle, you have two principles, I guess, in here. The first one, which says, well, I'm going to read the second one again to you. Social and economic inequalities are to satisfy two conditions. First, the first one, which is the fair equality of opportunity. They are to be attached to offices and positions open to all under conditions of fair equality of opportunity. So I would say that's a pretty good idea. That's the second one. I'm not so sure about, though. The second one is the difference principle. And second, they are to be to the greatest benefit of the least advantaged members of society, which is the difference principle. Then you might ask, how does Rawls think about welfare? What does he think about things like affirmative action? That's in his bigger book. I think he does go more in depth to some of those things. So political liberalism, we have many ideas in a free society, but one law among differing ideas of morality. You have a society full of different ideas, different philosophies, different opinions, different values, different moralities. And it's necessary that in a society there must be a government that establishes one law. A law where if you were to break the law, there's a corresponding consequence. That's going to be a difficult thing, because if you pass a law, there's going to be a lot of people who are not happy with that. There's going to be a lot of people who disagree with that law and very, very well might not obey it. So through the lens of political liberalism, you have to, establish a society which moves forward, keeping in mind all the equality rights and all that stuff, equality, rights, and liberty, and also move in a direction that is socially cooperative. And then we have a couple principles. One is the principle of legitimacy. There's the legitimacy of the use of political power. Exercise of political power only if such law endorses all full equal rights. So there cannot be political or governmental power that is exercised which violates rights or violates full equal rights. Political power, the governing members of could they could abuse their power, and that happens all the time, every day, even in this country, the USA. One thing that for this idea of social cooperation to work, the political power that is given to the certain individuals, they have to use that power legitimately. And the principle of stability, which is looking at political power from the receiving end, and will a citizen willingly obey a law? So if we're passing a law, we have to take that into account. You have to consider whether a law that is that will be passed will be obeyed. We need justice for a liberal society. We have to have a basic structure of society. We need social cooperation, and that everyone's needs are met. Those are the basic things of a society which is based on justice as fairness. Citizens do not deserve to be born into a rich or poor family, to be born more or less gifted than others. Citizens deserve and are entitled to benefits of social cooperation. People don't ask to be given. They don't ask to be dealt the hands of cards that they are dealt. That's something that has to happen, is that people's needs are met. They deserve that, because they were not dealt. They weren't purposely dealt their hand. They were not purposely dealt it. Society is defined by fairness, which is mainly fairness. The word fairness is that word boils down to social cooperation. So, and I do want to make more videos on this that are kind of discussing more specific principles that he does discuss. Because the whole justice as fairness is the whole schematic for a just society. But there are a lot of different principles that come along with Rawls' philosophy. So I want to discuss those things. If you think I've left something out, or done something wrong, or explained something wrong, or that I should have explained something that came in this book, if it was in Theory of Justice, I haven't read that in a long time, so I don't know. If you want me to explain something else, do let me know. Comment